These pines that you see up here are longleaf pines, and the only place you find these longleaf pines is on top of these scrub habitats. And if you look at that pine tree up there, you see the little brown small cones on it. Those are male pine cones. And come over here at this one and grab you a tuft of leaves. I'll pull off a few, or attempt to. Now grab one. Grab one. Omnipotris Spiritus Sanctus.
I got a couple of cousins.
In tria bo ad altare Dei.
Sammy's excited.
Bless you, my child.
I'm so excited.
Control yourself, Sammy. Now the question is, what you've pulled out is one needle. One pine leaf. How many needles make up the pine leaf?
Three.
Anybody got two? Nobody's got one. If you push all of them together, what sort of shape does it make? If you get them to fit all together.
Circle.
A cylinder. Now some pines have two, some have three, some have five, but if you push them all together, they have a cylinder. Make a cylinder. And what's the advantage to a tree of dividing its leaf into three little pieces?
More sun?
More sun. More surface area to collect sun. More surface area to let oxygen out. More surface area to let carbon dioxide in. So these are these longleaf pines have are prized for their wood, but there's not many of them in this part of the country, so they're very rare. And what we have mainly are slash pines. And we'll stop and look at some of these longleaf pines and find some females with some female cones on them and talk a little bit more about them. Now, normally, on some of these trees that are sticking up over there without any leaves on them, the scrub jays will fly out and fuss at us right about now. And they're not here yet, and I don't know that they're going to come. But when we get up a little into the scrub a little bit more, up on top of that hill that you can see, we'll can anybody see the hill? It's only about 6 inches, but I can't see it either, but you'll be able to tell when you get up on top of it. The scrub jays, from that video, they defend their territories, well, let me put it this way.
Is this the pine cone? It doesn't look like it.
I'm asking the questions.
Sorry.
Your job is to answer the questions.
Okay.
No, yeah, we'll talk about them in just a minute. I'm in the middle of my treatise on scrub jays. The scrub jay out west has all the habitat it can use. It's continuous habitat from just south of Colorado all the way down almost to Mexico City. And they don't defend territories. They don't mate for life. They're not monogamous. They don't have these tight family units and where the whole family raises the chicks. So what's the difference? Why do the eastern scrub jays that live on these little hills have entirely different mating behavior and family behavior? What do you think?
Because it's harder to find another mate down here.
They have a smaller niche.
They have a smaller niche, smaller habitats. They got to struggle to make a living, and so they protect the habitat. If you've got all the habitat you need, why there's plenty of food to go around, why defend a habitat? Why mate for life? Fool around, be what do they call it? Polygamous. Yeah. And humans are the same way. After 9/11, they know 9 months after 9/11, they noticed there was just an explosion of births coming into the hospitals. They were unprepared for it, and they had very difficult time delivering all the babies. And it was as a result of that threat, humans began to pair together and got married and decided to have kids. And it's just something that mammals and birds do routinely, and a lot of plants do the same thing. If you want to cause some of these flowers out here and grasses to bloom and make seed, all you have to do is mow them real hard or burn them with fire. You know, they think something's wrong, there's some stress, and it's time to reproduce. We killed a hog in Biology 1011 a couple of years ago, and we shot the hog and hoisted it up, and its penis went erect and it ejaculated all over its stomach. Now that's very common in mammals. As they die, one of the last things they do is ejaculate. They say, "I'm dying, I've got maybe one more shot to reproduce." So, if you are ever at a sporting event and a young man gets knocked down like on a football field and he gets an erection, it means he's very close to death. So that's one of the things you really have to watch out for as a coach, because you're talking about seconds from death in a situation like that. So, and just, anytime you stress an animal, the first thing it wants to do is, if it can has enough energy, is to make arrangements for reproduction. And plants are the same way. All right, we'll see if we can scare up some scrubjay. And the female cones contain eggs, and the eggs develop into little seeds, and then after 3 years, 2 years in some species, the female cones open up and turn upside down and drop their seeds, and the little male cones are much smaller. Hopefully we'll find some that are down lower where we can see them.